I'd like to share with you guys an interesting story, to say the least. And this happened yesterday at the time I'm making this video in this park. Okay, so this is called Strathcona Park. For anybody that's from Ottawa, you probably know this park. So, to give you a little bit of a build-up to the story, just so you could appreciate the synchronicity of it all. I have been talking lately in my videos about, the whole reincarnation system, Earth being a prison planet, and, how most humans beings, souls incarnated as human beings, came here by sheer confusion and not by choice. And I've really been digging in those rabbit holes and seeing what everybody's got to say, discerning what's truth from half-truth, from fiction, from non-fiction, from, what makes sense on an intuitive, knowing basis, meditating on these things, going within, all that stuff, all that good stuff. And so, eventually the rabbit hole took me to the world of extraterrestrials, okay, aliens. And I found this video on YouTube, and I think it's a pretty big channel. It's called Universe Inside of You. I found a video on these alien entities called the Pleiadians. So, it's just kind of explaining who the Pleiadians are. And I watched it, and then the recommended video was who are the Arcturians, another alien race. And I watched that, and then of course, how when you go down the YouTube rabbit hole, then guess what? Another suggested video, who are the Lyrians, which is like the scat species that supposedly the ancient Egyptians worshipped. Very, very ancient alien species. And so I watched a bunch of those, sort of introduction videos to all these different supposedly alien races. Okay? Yeah, I watched it with interest, it's very interesting. Gotta keep an open mind. If you've been watching all my videos, I've kind of been communicating to you that I just don't really feel like I belong in this realm. That in fact, I already said this, I'm not coming back here anymore. This is my last incarnation on this planet. Because, I came here by choice. I didn't come here by confusion. I came here by choice. And it's become clear to me that I choose this to be my last assignment. Keep that word in mind. My last assignment on Earth. Okay, I've just been here a long time. I've been coming here doing things and this and that. And in the process, remembering who I am, learning. Learning is just remembering. Anyway, the concept of learning never made sense to me because it's just remembering. So it's sort of like a two birds in one stone kind of thing. You come here to uplift the vibration and you remember who you are in the process. Anyway, so I kept all that in mind, and I said, well, who knows? I mean, maybe I am one of those alien races. Who knows? And I came here. I mean, I just kind of pondered it as a possibility, because I certainly know I just it doesn't even make sense to me how things run on this planet. It's all absurd to me. It's a big joke, and it really does feel like, I look at humans. I'm like, yeah, you guys look at how can humans do these things? How could, you know what I mean? Like things like that. Anyway, so I had a video opened up. The rabbit hole led me to Starseed. So I had a video opened up. It's called "What is a Starseed?" But I didn't watch it. Just had it opened up, and I didn't watch it. Left it on the laptop for it's just hanging out there for 2 days. The question is hanging out, and I'm just kind of doing my thing in life. Then I was sitting here yesterday, and I was making videos. Okay, and I made 2 videos, and after I made the second video, somebody comes up to me and says, you know, the first thing he said, okay, the first thing, you know, he's been listening to the videos that I've been talking. I think I talked about the ego in one of the videos, and in the other one I was talking about creating heaven on earth. Probably the last two recent videos before this one. Okay, so he clearly listened, he saw that I'm in the same thing. So, but interestingly enough, out of all the things that he could have introduced himself, myself, out of all the things that he could have said, the first thing that he said is, "Are you a starseed?" Now, go figure. That's the first thing that he said. Are you a starseed? And my first intuitive response was, probably. That's what I said. I said probably. Okay, probably. But again, out of all the things that he could have said, because I didn't talk about this in any of the videos. Okay, it's not like he listened to me talk about star seeds and aliens. I didn't talk. I mean, check my last two videos. I think one is about creating heaven on earth. This has nothing to do with aliens and extraterrestrials and etc. The second one's about the ego. Again, it's got nothing to do with all these different things. But out of all things, he comes up to me, he says, "Are you a starseed?" The first thing he introduces our interaction, our relationship. And I look at him and I said, "Probably." And I said, "Have a seat." And then he told me, this is like, again, within the first 2 minutes of meeting him, he said this. He said, "My spirit guide told me to come to this exact location to find you and to deliver whatever message you need to hear." That was like, as soon as I told him, "Have a seat," actually that was, again, the second thing he said after "Are you a starseed?" He said, "Look, my spirit guide just told me to come here. My spirit guide guided me step by step," because he's very connected. If you actually sit down with him, we sat for maybe a couple of hours talked. He's very connected. Okay, he's got some next level psychic abilities. You could tell right away. And he says, "My spirit guide told me to come here. He told me there is a starseed that needs a message, to hear a message in the form of you simply showing up." And he told me step by step. He said, because there's a bridge over there, right? Yeah, you can probably see it. He said, like, he told me, his spirit guide told him, "Take this step, take the bridge, and just keep walking, and you'll see the person that needs to hear the message. You'll know the person. You'll see the person." And again, within the first 5 minutes, this is what he tells me, and I'll tell you his name so you could look him up on Facebook, because he does live streams on Facebook. So he says, "My entire purpose for existence is to help other starseeds." He says, "I go around from place to place." That's all he does. That's his job in life. That's his full-time job. He says, "I just hang out." He says, and his name is, his starseed name is Angelus. Okay? So Angelus is means, according to him, the messenger of God or something. Or, the carrier of God's works, Angelus. And he told me that his entire existence, he says that's what he does. He just listens to his spirit guide, and he goes from town to town. He's in between Montreal and Ottawa. And he says that's all he does. He just goes from one place to one place. He gets the instructions, the communications via his spirit guides and his angels. He says he's got an entire council of angels, because he was telling me that he's an angel. His soul came from the angel realm. And he says, "Look, that's all I do. I listen to the instructions from the council, my council, and I follow instructions. And I was instructed to come here, take this, cross the bridge, and keep walking, and I will know the person that I need to just show up and talk to." And that instantly blew my mind, because it's only, from the time I met him, it's only like been 5 or 6 days since I've really been introduced to this whole concept of star seeds and souls coming here from different star systems and different realms to answer. So according to Angelus, that the star seeds are here to answer the call of Mother Gaia, to answer the call of the planet, because the planet, or Gaia, which is a soul incarnated in the form of planet Earth. So the starseeds, the people who are here by choice to uplift the vibration of the planet and help those humans who have been stuck in the cycle. Those are the people that came here and kept getting stuck through their karma and just through their habits and programs and confusion after death. And he says that's why starseeds came here, and that's why you feel like you don't belong in this realm, and I don't feel like I belong in this realm. That's because we don't. That's because we're here to uplift, to answer the call of Mother Gaia. And I thought that's very interesting, because that's certainly how I feel about the whole thing. And that's, you could just see it in my most recent videos. I talk more and more about all of this. And so, that was sort of an immediate confirmation. The fact that he opened up with the sentence, "Are you a starseed?" And I had the video that I had just on pause. I didn't watch it on my computer. Literally, the title was, "What is a starseed?" And I stopped there. I didn't go deeper into the rabbit hole because I thought it's a little spooky. And, I'm not, I'll put it on the to inspect later on type of thing list. I watched the whole videos on the Arcturians and Pleiadians, etc. And then it came to what is a starseed, and I was like, it sounds too spooky. I'll just come back to it later. I'll revisit that file later, right? And the file visited me. I didn't revisit the file. The file immediately revisited me, which was an immediate sign that this, I guess I should investigate this further, to say the least. Okay, to say the least, I should investigate this further. Anyway, so we sat down. His name, if you want to look him up on Facebook, look up Andrew Dale, and then brackets Angelus. Okay, Angelus. You have to put the brackets or you won't find them. Okay, he looks like an Irishman, ginger. He's got like hair up like this. Okay. And he does live streams, he does readings, he showed me his tarot cards, and he's really psychic, really into psychic stuff. And, you sit down with him and you just look at his eyes, his bright blue, just woke as fuck type eyes, okay? And according to him, he says that my energy, according to his knowledge on this matter, resembles that of Arcturian aliens, which are supposed to be these, all these, by the way, all of these Pleiadians and Arcturians and Lemurians or something, they're all fifth dimensional entities. They've already ascended. So in other words, any starseed that comes here have already ascended, which probably explains why, a starseed, somebody who's come here to uplift the planet, like you look at the way the planet's in and you just don't comprehend it, because you've already ascended where your soul's home is in the cosmos. You're already living in a fifth dimensional reality and beyond, Christ consciousness and beyond that even. So he says what else? So he says that apparently he inspects me, says your energy resembles the Arcturian alien race, and they're supposed to be philosophical and very intellectual and mind oriented. They've perfected the mind. I could kind of relate to that because I'm and here's an interesting thing. So I went home last night and I was doing a lot of reading, and apparently the Arcturians love to be public speakers, because for them sound therapy and sound healing is one of the cornerstones of their philosophy. And so they like to use their voice and they like to use sound healing. Now look up one of my most recent videos. I talk about humming. I'm a public speaker. I use my voice to speak. Okay, so very, very interesting stuff. I will obviously be investigating this further, but I definitely feel like I came across some truths here, because again, just the nature of the story, how it happened, and the fact that within the first 2 minutes of meeting this the gentleman, he says, first thing he says, are you a starseed? And second thing he says, look, my spirit guide told me to come here. I mean, that's really spooky, okay? And so I mentioned also in a previous video, because if you've been watching all my most recent videos, all of this will tie in together and it will make perfect sense for you to see the synchronicity of it all. I mentioned in, I think the microdosing video, how I'm getting calls from my ET family lately, okay? And these are very obvious calls. And I'll tell you another story, then stay with me here because I've got more things to say about this whole thing. So I mentioned the story, I made a video on it way back in the early stages of the channel, but in those times where I was really communicated with my ET family, my spirit guide, my angels, etc., but I didn't know about all this, Arcturians, Pleiadians, etc. I just knew I'm communicating to higher wisdom that's, I feel its loving presence and it really is looking for my best interest. That's sort of how I went with it in those times. And I remember this story, and I went to rent a bike, and these bikes that I was renting at the time, they have names on them. So it'll be like Bob, Ashley, Melissa. So the bike that I looked at, it had the name Melissa, because I always like to read the names before I rent the bike. So then, you know, when I'm riding the bike, I'm like, I'm riding this, I'm riding Melissa, I'm riding whatever, right? You know, to give the bike a personality. So I looked at the name, it says Melissa, and I had this like a boom, like inner knowing that I am going to meet a person, somehow come in contact with a person named Melissa. So sure was I, because in those times I really was connected to the guides, to the ET family. Okay, so sure was I, and I was having a lot of premonitions at the time. See things in the dream, and 3-4 days later they happen. Crazy. The connection was crazy at the time because I put my attention there, you see. So sure was I that I'm going to come in contact with a person named Melissa, that I told a friend of mine. His name is Amin, so he's a witness, and I told my brother. I said, look, within, I don't know, a week or two, I'm going to come in contact with a person named Melissa. I don't know how, but I'm going to come in contact with a person named Melissa. And again, my brother, my friend, they're witnesses to this. So what do you know? 5 days later, 4 days later, something like that, not even a week, I get a text message from an unknown local number, Hamilton number. I was living in Hamilton at the time. It says, hi, this is Melissa, where are you? Now, I look at this and I'm like, first thing is I'm like, did you guys do this? Did you guys do this? You know, I'm speaking to the ET family. I mean, did you guys do this? And I was like, okay, let's be a little rational here. I gave my brother a call, said, are you fucking with me? I said, funny, very funny, but you know, it's like, no. I'm like, no, come on, you're fucking with me. He's like, no. You know, and I talked to him and, you know, just, no, he didn't. And then I call my friend, Amin. I say, funny joke, you know, good one. And again, turns out he didn't do it. Now, some of you guys, I could hear you saying, oh, well, no, they did it, but they didn't tell you. No. I mean, this is a very close friend of mine, and it's my brother. You know, if there was a joke, you know what I mean? Like, it's not one of those where, you know, they're gonna go and be like, ha, he'll never know this. No, it's not like that. Okay, I got this relationship with them where, you know, if they were to play some kind of a joke on me like this, they would tell me that they did it, especially if you bust them. And my brother and I, we don't really play jokes on each other like that. It's not that type of dynamic anyway. So then the other real suspicion for me was my friend, Amin. Okay, and it wasn't him. Because again, like, you know, the way me and this guy roll is like, you know, I would know. So I could tell some of you, and I was, trust me, I was very suspicious at the time. You know, I was like, I'm gonna be rational about this. So after calling my brother, calling my friend, turns out it's not them. I wait a little bit because it's freaky. Then I text the next morning. I say, hi Melissa, this is Saeed. Do we know each other? Or so I said something like that. And she said, oh, sorry, wrong number. And that was that. That was the end of the interaction. Okay? And this was pretty clear to me that this was the ET fam saying, what up? Look, like, you know, because at the time I was asking too, like I was asking higher spirit for like physical miracles. I wanted to know that this is true. I wanted to know that there is such thing as spirit guides and angels. And if anything, that was like a confirmation. Because I mean, who do you think hacked into? I mean, Melissa was probably a drunk girl who, but then again, why would she text, "Hi, this is Melissa, where are you?" Like, because she was texting her friend, clearly, okay, and clearly she's under the impression that she's texting her friend. But why would she say, "Hi, this is Melissa, where are you?" If she's already texting her friend under the impression that her friend knows who she is. If I have your number right now, I wouldn't text you be like, "Hi, this is Saeed." I'll just tell you what's up. So there are so many different explanations for this. I mean, you know, at those higher levels, you see the game and you can hack into it. They could have easily hacked into, they could have, like in the Neo, in the Matrix, they could have used their own phone to do this. The whole thing, it was like they had a phone, they had somebody in physical here, in physical contact, and they have like maybe somebody here that's hiding somewhere undergrounds, and you know, they'll just tell him, "Hey, look, text this guy, this is his number. You know, just text him this, and that." So it could have just very easily, like there's, you know, again, there's maybe like one person, underground person, and they kind of give him these tasks, like somebody from the ET fam incarnated in physical form, and that's what he does. So they'll give him these little assignments, like, "Oh, hey, we need you to text this guy, text him, say, 'Hi, this is Melissa, where are you?' Make sure the number shows it's from his local city, okay, and da 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 da." Yeah, there's a bazillion ways to explain this, but that's not the point. The point is it happened the way it happened. Okay, and then Angelo's sister, he tells me that he sees these ETs in physical form. He's able to tell. Like he says he was in Loblaws the other day, and it's a grocery store, and he saw these Pleiadians. You know, he saw these Pleiadians. So very interesting stuff. I'm gonna obviously investigate it more because, you know, all the signs are there. All the signs are there, especially, again, if you've been watching my most recent videos, you saw the progression, and you saw me talk about this more and more, and it's like, you know, it's like the path in the game is leading me to these things. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I came from a different star. Yeah, that makes sense, because I don't really feel I belong here. I feel like I'm here. You know, how many times did I say in these videos, guys, the only thing I have left to do here is to just make these videos, prepare for death, and leave. You know, I said that recently, because it really feels like I'm here on assignment. There is really nothing left for me to do here except for make these videos, spread the awareness, spread the light, and dip. So then prepare for death, and out of here I go. I really feel like I got no attachment here, no karma left. It feels like it's been spent. You know, it's sort of, you know, maybe a little bit left. Maybe, you know, I'll finish it by the end of this lifetime. You know, and it really feels like that. I got no attachment. I'm unfooding myself, getting off foods now, in the process of becoming a breatharian. So even though those attachments are sort of falling off, and it really feels like I'm just here on assignment. And he told me yesterday, he's like, look, he's like, my entire existence, I'm just here on assignments. And he looks at me, he says, you're pretty much in the same type of existence. He just says, you're from a different realm, I'm from the angelic realm. According to him, my energy is Arcturian. I don't know. Definitely, as I, you know, move, become on my own, spend time in nature again. You know, once I moved to Thailand, and I got this place by nature, you know, I got the alone time. I got this, you know, no noise, just pure calmness, all trees, jungles, mountains. I'll probably get a lot more deeper into this and go into deep meditations, maybe take some psychedelics along the way, and start communicating with these ATs again. Because still, right now, I don't got that time, nor the environment. You know, I'm really just kind of killing time until I go to Thailand, to be honest with you. And then I'll find out more about this. But I thought it was very interesting enough to share it with you guys. Yeah, there's been a question that's been popping up lately in my head and your heads too, because some of you guys ask me, you know, did everybody here not come here by choice? Did they all get confused after death? And the answer is most human beings got confused, but the starseeds, like you and I mean, you guys are definitely starseeds too, if that's the correct way of explaining it. In other words, you know, extraterrestrial souls who are here to uplift the vibration. Otherwise, you wouldn't even find this video or this channel. You know, it just, so you're in the same boat. Really, you're in the same boat. And for most of us, we came here by choice. I came here by choice. I'm on assignment. I chose this assignment, and yeah, I guess I was out of work, hanging out back home, and I was unemployed and I needed some employment, and yeah, I signed up the contract. I said, all right, give me an assignment, let's go. And of course, I've been here many times, so to me it was like, it's no problem, you know, sign me up, let's go. I'll go on assignment, let's go. And yeah, so now all of this, what is this in the grand scheme of things, guys? Like, what is, you know, let's assume all of this is the way it is. Let's assume all of this is true. Most of it is true, which it probably is. What's going on here? Let's zoom out completely. This light and dark, yin and yang, the eternal fight between good and evil. Okay, and I happen to be playing on Team Light. When I signed up for this assignment, I signed up to spread the light. I came here as a light worker, as many of you guys have come here too. Okay, so I guess I am still playing in this duality. I am playing in this duality, and I'm clearly polarized towards the light, and I signed up here to come and spread the light, you know, partake in this eternal battle of good and evil, of the yin and the yang, the cosmic drama. This is the cosmic drama. It's all a drama. Okay, it's all an illusion. All of it is an illusion. So even the whole ATs and the other realms and the astral plane, and you know, that's all still an illusion. Okay, but that's okay. That's the dream state. It's all the dream state. You know, it's all the dream state. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, that's, I'm playing it, you're playing it. It's beautiful. So I got no complaints. I got no complaints being here, because I mean, again, I guess I was unemployed. I was kind of hanging out back home. I was a little, you know, I was itching for a little work, right? I guess itching for that light and dark again, for that duality, to, you know, to go and spread the light. And I came here to do that, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But you know, I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna take a long vacation after this assignment's done. I'm gonna take a long vacation. I'm not saying I'm not gonna, you know, sign new contracts anymore. I'm not saying, you know, that I'm done working. I'm just gonna be chilling for the rest of my existence on that planet, or maybe, you know what, go and take other assignments in other realms. But it seems like this is my last assignment on Earth, at least. Okay, because I just, like, it's pretty clear to me now, like, okay, I've been here enough, on enough work, enough assignments. I love Gaia. Clearly, I came here because I really love the Earth, and I find myself spontaneously just kissing the Earth and talking to the Earth. I really love Gaia, and there's definitely something to be said about what Angelus told me yesterday, which is we came here to answer the call of Gaia. And you know, he told me about the reptilians, the whole fight between the reptilians, the dark element, the dark ETs, and the, you know, the light ETs, like the Arcturians and Pleiadians, etc. But then, of course, you know, within every race, there's good and bad. So there's good and bad, light and dark Pleiadians, light and dark Arcturians, light and dark reptilians, etc. But the reptilians that are in this particular plane of existence are the dark, the lower dimensional entities. If you watch any of David Icke's videos, those are the reptilians that he talks about. And that dude speaks truth too, by the way, David Icke. So yeah, that it's all very interesting stuff. It's I guess I'm playing. I mean, I am a pawn in the game, and I guess I am just carrying out my assignment. Feels like it. But you know, I'm gonna carry it on because like I said, there's literally nothing left for me but to do this. I can't not do this. Okay, it's the desire to spread the light. This is one of those, you know, last desires before you sort of let go of that too and just kind of go into nirvana, right? It's a higher desire, but it's still a desire nevertheless. And I heard Ram Dass talk about it one time. He was saying, you know, because he was talking about himself, because Ram Dass is also, you know, he's a light worker, and he was saying how he, you know, he's here because of his desire to spread the light. And he's like, I can't not do this. And as soon as he said that, it just completely resonated with me. So it's still a desire, because desire creates the universe. So therefore, yeah, I do want to be here. Despite everything, I clearly do a good job at being here. So I do want to be here. But it's just, again, I think once the assignment's done, that's it. I will take a long vacation, and I will, if I take any more work, which I will probably, I like this. I like the duality. I like spreading the light. I'm not done with that desire yet, because once I'm done with it, that's it. Then I go into even higher dimensional places. It's all forms of desires, and they manifest. If you want to spread the light, you're gonna, obviously, your energy is gonna attract you somewhere where light needs to be spread. You see? So it's like it's gonna attract you to a place that's full of darkness. But see, once your desire to even spread the light is through, and it just kind of falls off on its own, then you go to even higher dimensions beyond, where you can't even be in those lower dimensions, because if your desire to spread the light is not there anymore, you're not gonna even be attracted to places that are full of darkness. You see? Because the desire to spread the light is not there anymore, so you go into these really nirvana and those higher states of eventually leading up to just a total, that's the unexplainable, the isness. And then maybe you just hang out there for eternity, or you might decide to come back here and play within the duality. So, very fun video to make, and thank you guys for supporting, for watching, for listening. I love you guys. And if you have watched the video up until now, you are basically a light worker. Like, there's no question about it. So that's a message for you now to investigate into this a little further. Okay? And yeah, if you want to contribute to Patreon, support this community of spreading the light, whether I like it or not, whether you guys like it or not, we're here on assignment. We've got to carry it on. So yeah, if you'd like to support this community through Patreon, you could do so. The link is in the description. Put in $2 a month, forget about it. If you want to make a one-time donation via PayPal, you could do so as well. The link is in the description. I love you guys, and until next time, may the Force be with you.